Shabbat Shalom. At the beginning of this week's Parsha, Vayetzei, Yaakov has left the security of his home, going towards Haran, his mother's ancestral birthplace. He is now, at this moment in the narrative, alone, unsecure, vulnerable, afraid. He comes to a place and he decides to sleep because the sun has set. And so he places a rock beneath his head and he goes to sleep. And it is in the dream state that Yaakov has his famous dream of the sulam, commonly translated as ladder, but really a stairway with its feet planted in the earth and its head in the heavens. And he sees the angels going up and down, and God comes to him and says to him, "Don't worry, I'm with you. I will be with you and protect you in your going from your home and in your return." And then God gives Yaakov the same blessing that his father Yitzchak received and his father Abraham received from God. "I will make of you a great nation, and this land shall be yours." Yaakov wakes up from his dream, and he says the most remarkable thing. Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh. God is surely in this place. Va'anochi lo yadati. And I didn't know. Anochi lo yadati. How is it possible that someone like Yaakov, who spent 14 years studying in the yeshiva Hashem and Ever, who was learned and pious, who had yira, who had faith and awe of God, how could he not know? Well, there are a number of explanations, as you might imagine, for Anochi lo yadati. Anochi is a code word. The beginning of the Ten Commandments, God says, Anochi Adonai Elohecha, I am the Lord your God. And perhaps what Yaakov woke up and said was, Anochi lo yadati. God is here, as God surely is everywhere. But I didn't know God. The God that I thought I knew as I was growing up. The God I imagined I had a relationship with is not the God who rules the universe and enters history and in relationship. Yaakov, from that dream, is learning something new about God. Another explanation, my favorite, comes from the work called the Tiferet Shlomo, the biblical commentary of Rabbi Shlomo HaKohen of Radomsk, the founder of the Radomsker Hasidim in central Poland in the middle of the 19th century. And the Tiferet Shlomo says, Ve'anochi lo yadati, that Anochi, I did not know at this moment when I experienced God. In other words, in order for Yaakov to have this powerful experience of God, he had to remove any semblance of self. He had to die to his ego. Yaakov was so full of fear and anxiety and uncertainty about where his life was going that he had no room for anything else in his soul. Anochi lo yodati. It took a dreamlike state, an unconscious state, for Yaakov to get over himself, to remove his ego, and to open himself up to an experience of God. You see why the Tiferet Shlomo's explanation is my favorite. The thing which blocks most people from experiencing God in a profound way is Anochi, is our ego, is our focusing on ourselves. And only when we get beyond ourselves can we have a dream like Yaakov, rooted in the earth and flourishing in the heavens. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a Zis and Shabbos.